Welcome everyone to the Talladega Super Speedway for the Dan Wilkins Broadcasting 100. We've got 100 miles ahead of us, or technically 95, but we rounded up to 100 because why not? 100 miles, 38 laps, and a whole lot of chaos because during the practice race that we did before
Drivers,
we
to your
started
cars.
this, let's just say that the AI crashed a lot.
Drivers,
So
to your cars.
get ready for some crashes.
Drivers,
And
start your engine.
I should probably do the starting lineup. Why are my graphics so low? Okay. I'm going to restart the quality because this is very low quality. I'm not sure why the quality is so low. Just give me a moment. Options, graphics, air quality, high, mirror quality, world quality, script go high, trackside objects, some, points, texture, extreme, whatever. Okay, we don't need shadows, we don't need lighting or whatever, we don't need effects, features, whatever, we don't care about that. Okay, should be good now. Single race. Hopefully it works better this time. Accelerate.
Drivers, to your cars.
Pause. Okay. So it seems like we got Mark Martin starting here on the pole, and the quality is still terrible. I don't know why. I don't know what I've done, but why do we have a car missing? Hold on. Okay, I guess not all the cars spawned in. Okay, good. It's still paused. Okay, anyway, just ignore the technical issues that we've got. Starting on pole today, we have Martin Truex Jr. in the Bass Pro Shop 78. Starting next to him is Mark Martin in the number 6 Valvoline Ford Taurus. Whoops. And then starting behind them is Matt Kenseth in the DeWalt Tide Ride. Starting next to Jimmy Johnson in the Lowe's for Pros Chevy Monte Carlo. Starting behind them, we have Christopher Bell in the number 20 Pontiac Grand Prix. And next to him is the number 12 of Ryan Newman in the Altel Dodge Intrepid. And next row, we have Carson Hocevar, the number 77 Ziegler Chevrolet, starting next to Jeff Gordon in the AARP Drive to End Hunger Exalta Chevrolet. And behind them, Carl Edwards in the Aflac Health Insurance Fastenal Ford Taurus. Starting next to him is Bill Elliott in the number 94 Ford Taurus. And behind them is Jamie McMurray, who is still one of the drivers yet to earn points. And starting next to him is the other driver still yet to earn points so far this season, Joey Logano. These two drivers are still the only drivers this season who have not won any points yet. They are both at the bottom with 0 points. And meanwhile, Ryan Blaney and Sterling Marlin have earned some points, but they sit pretty far away from the points lead. So they're going to hope for a good day here as they start closer to the back. And here's our points leader, Bobby Labonte, ahead of Kevin Harvick by only 4 points. Can he keep his lead today, or will he lose it? And he starts next to Kyle Larson in the Target Machine. And behind them is Denny Hamlin in the FedEx Express Progressive Insurance Pontiac Grand Prix, starting next to Casey Kane in the number 9. In the number 9 Dodge Intrepid, sponsored by Dodge Dealers. And next up, we have Brad Keselowski, who won the Daytona 80 earlier this season. He's starting all the way back here in the number 60 Castrol Edge BuildSubmarines.com Ford Taurus. And he's starting next to Chase Elliott, the number 25 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And behind them is Tyler Reddick in the number 45 Air Jordan's Pontiac Grand Prix. He starts next to Kevin Harvick, the number 4 Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford Taurus, and he is in a points battle with none other than Bobby Labonte, who leads by 4 points over him. Behind them is Greg Biffle, the number 16 Freedom Science Applied to Life Ford Taurus. He starts next to Kurt Busch in the number 97 Sharpie Newell Brands Ford Taurus. And behind them is Terry Labonte, the number 5 Kellogg's Corn Flakes Chevy Monte Carlo. He's beside none other than Rusty Wallace, the number 2 Mobile One Ford Taurus. And beside him is Kyle Busch, the number 8 M&M's Chevy Monte Carlo. He's beside the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. And behind them is Michael Waltrip in the number 15 Aaron's Dream Machine. And next to him is the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Jr.'s father. And they start way here at the back. And behind them, even farther back, is Tony Stewart and Richard Petty. And to round out the field, we have Clint Boyer, the number 33, starting the race in 33rd in the number 33 Cheerios Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And now we go, here we go, ready for today's race. We've got cloudy skies,
Drivers,
70
to
degrees,
your cars.
winds at 3 miles per hour. But none of that matters because this race is
Drivers,
always chaotic, and we all
Start
know
your
it.
engines!
And now they get the cars rolling here. This race is going to be 38 laps here as we move on to race 4 of 10. So Ryan Newman here is one of the drivers who's probably a bit scared because, in case you don't watch NASCAR in real life, this guy has flipped multiple times or has had cars flip on top of him. So we'll see today, does Ryan Newman's luck end here? Does he finally get things going in the right direction? Does Jamie McMurray and Joey Logano finally earn their first points? Who's going to come out with the points lead here after Talladega? The green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at Talladega for the Dan Wilkins Broadcasting 100. Here we go, green flag in the air, we're racing here. Jimmy Johnson immediately to the outside lane. He tries to make a move to the outside of Mark Martin. Truex with the lead going into turn 1. Jimmy Johnson, no help on the outside. He's immediately going to fall back here. And the inside lane is the way to go here at Talladega. And we can see that immediately the cars are extremely close together. And now we got a battle for the lead here. Matt Kenseth to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. Now the inside lane is where you want to be. You do not want to be on the outside because it is so much slower. At other tracks, at least you have a run off the corner, but here at Talladega, the track is so wide and the banking is so steep that it doesn't even matter. Oh, we got a wreck here at the back. Multiple cars. Brad Keselowski upside down. A huge wreck here on lap 2 of 38. Takes out pretty much the entire field. And we just started the race. We've completed 1 lap here. What on earth just happened? Absolute chaos just ensued. Now, where is Brad Keselowski? Here he is, right over here. Let's go to TV2. So we can see Brad, he's on the inside lane. But what on earth happened here? Was it a push that went wrong? So they were 4 wide. Oh my goodness, I think it was a push that went wrong. Oh my goodness. And our Daytona 80 winner, Brad Keselowski, one of the title contenders, has flipped and will likely be out of this race after a huge crash. Let's take another look. We'll go to the spectator cam this time. Let's watch a different car this time. I think it started somewhere up here. Oh yeah, it was already starting. So it started here between these guys. Oh, I think what happened was the 40 tried to go to the outside because they were 4 wide behind him. Let's try to get the helicopter cam. So yeah, we can see here, they're very close by. The 94, I'm assuming, is trying to side draft the 40. So we can see here, as they come around to finish the first lap, they're 4 wide here. The 40 is here in the second lane. And I think what happens is he tries to go to the outside, fails, and then stacks everyone up, and that is what causes the big one. And Joey Logano, one of the drivers contending here for his first points of the season, is involved in this wreck. He took a bit of damage there. However, luckily for Jamie McMurray, he escapes because he was at the front of the field and he did not get any damage from that. Let's take another view. This time we'll go with the helicopter view from the 60 car of Brad Keselowski, the Castrol Edge machine. So you can see here ahead, things go wrong, and then Denny Hamlin, I think, tried to go to the outside, and things just did not work well. Oh, Dale Jr. with damage as well. Kurt Busch. Multiple good cars already wrecked here on lap 2 of 38. Let's ride on board with somebody. Let's go with Denny Hamlin. Because why not? Actually, let's go on board with one of these guys who started it. Wrong direction. Let's go on board with the 22 car. So he's one of the guys who was involved in this. Let's see what he saw. You can see here, everything's yeah, just nowhere for the 22. Right ahead of them, you see number 60 flipping over. He definitely has some damage. I doubt it's major damage, but it is still damage, and that could slow him down. Very unfortunate for the 22. And we go further up through the field. Let's go on board with the 94 of Bill Elliott. He was one of the guys who initially started this race. Gets hit again. Just nothing he could have done. Just at the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. Now let's go further back. I believe one of these guys was in it. I know the 11 was part of it. You can see here the 11 is turned. Harvick goes to the middle. There's Johnny was near the back during this wreck. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was near the back when this all happened. Nowhere for him to go. The thing with these cars is they have very small brakes, so it is very difficult to slow down. You can see that he was trying his best to slow down up here. You could see he was on the brakes. You can see here 200 as he sees the smoke, he starts to accelerate. No brakes, trying to stay consistent with the speed, and just nowhere to go. These cars have very small brakes and get very unstable when trying to slow down at very high speeds. So Dale Jr.'s day is done. So out of this race are 88 to 97 to 48 to 60 to 94 to 40 and the 11. So, or sorry, not the 11. The 11 is still in this. Very unfortunate start to the day for these guys, especially the 60th drag Kozlowski, who had a very fast car. Oh, oops. He was one of the guys who won a race so far this season and look to contend for the title of the Team BLA Legends League. But unfortunately, this race might be where he falls short, because he will leave Talladega without any points. So we can see the pace car lights are off. That means we are going green this time by. And after all the chaos that ensued on the initial start, we will be going single file this time for the green flag. So let's take a look at some of the cars still in this race. The 17, he's in pretty good condition despite the events that happened earlier. And then we go back to the 21, the 77, the 5. All of these guys who made it through or were ahead of the field when all the chaos ensued. There's Logano, who might have some damage. 24, I think, also has damage. And the 11 was one of the cars that got turned, I think. So overall, this crash took out quite a few cars. It took out 6 cars. And I believe a few others were involved in the wreck earlier. As here we come to the green flag. It's going to be Matt Kenseth who leads them to the green flag and back in the air, and we are back racing here at Talladega. There's the DeWalt Tide machine, the Tide ride. A bit of a poor start from Carson Hocevar. Immediately we can see moves being made. There's Ryan Blaney looking for the lead here. Immediately makes a move to the inside of Matt Kenseth. Now, the one thing we have to note here is the inside is once again the dominant lane, and has pretty much always been. As Hocevar now looks to the inside of Blaney. He doesn't have help though, but here comes Michael Waltrip. Kenseth dropping back quickly. As Waltrip is going to give Hocevar a push, Ryan Blaney's now out of the picture. As now we can see here, 2-line racing. McMurray to the inside of Stewart. He's going to dump him here. Stewart with no help. three wide here mid-pack. Richard Petty, Jamie McMurray, and Tony Stewart. And Hocevar gets shuffled out now. Waltrip to the lead, and they stack up a bit. Ryan Blaney slowed up. That's going to slow up the outside lane a lot. Here comes Truex to the inside of McMurray now. And we go further back. McMurray has dropped out of the pack. He's back all the way back here with Tony Stewart and Tyler Reddick. And now we go further back through the field. We have four wide racing again. Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., and Carl Edwards. And Rusty Wallace with the car. He got a run in the skates. And now, three wide racing here at the back. Matt Kenseth, our former leader from the restart. He's back here. Waltrip still leading the field. And now here they come to the tri-oval here. Biffle now shuffled out. And they're four wide here. Somehow they keep it clean for now. Biffle gets shuffled out. Earnhardt joins them. Now Mikey Waltrip is still leading this field as now McMurray shuffles Carl Edwards out of here. But is he going to get shuffled out too? Yes, he does, by Tyler Reddick. Reddick moved him out of the way. Oh, but he throws the block. McMurray stays ahead, and Kyle Busch is now going to lead this field. He shuffles Waltrip out. Truex gets back to the inside lane. McMurray with some aggressive blocking on Tyler Reddick. Does it work though? No, it doesn't. Here they come to the line, and it's going to be Kyle Busch, I think, who will lead this lap. And 4-car has apparently gone a lap down. I think he made a pit stop, probably to fix damage or something. And now Jamie McMurray trying to make the outside lane work, and we have a caution. Why is the caution out? I'm a bit confused. Okay, we have something going on here. For some reason, the pace car is out. Who crashed? Was it Kevin Harvick who crashed? Game, why? Why is there a caution? Who wrecked? Was it for debris or something? Yeah, the caution lights were already out. What? Oh, we got smoke here. Oh, what? Oh. Oh. Look away, hosts of our fans. Oh, he got... I think he might... What just happened? What? I think it was because they got 3 wide there. So we can see here, Tony Stewart's here, Ryan Blaney's here. I think it had something to do with these two who started everything. Earnhardt here, so they're pretty much about to go 4 wide, I think. And if we start the replay, you can see Blaney goes to the inside. He squishes Stewart, gives him no room, and that squishes him into Hocevar. And Hocevar just nowhere for him to go into Earnhardt, and he gets spun around. Oh my goodness, Chase Elliott. I think Elliott may have gotten damage there. Yeah, he clipped the back of Hocevar's car. Let's go ahead and ride on board with the free car because why not? Let's see from his perspective what happened. You can see here everything is normal. Yeah, it's nothing even very unfortunate for the Intimidator, who honestly was one of the most competitive drivers today. Although he was still yet to lead a lap at that point, I think he could have contended for the win. So let's go on board with Carson Hocevar here. Let's see from his perspective. And there's nothing that number 7, the driver to number 77 could do. I think that was where he got put away. Very unfortunate. And I think Hocevar, yep, Hocevar is out. So is the 25 of Chase Elliott. Very unfortunate for these guys. So far we are 13 laps into this race. So far out are Dale Jr., Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, Bill Elliott, Sterling Marlin, Chase Elliott, and Carson Hocevar, while Kevin Harvick remains a lap down. He's one of the championship contenders. And the number 6 has retired, apparently. I think he might have had a mechanical issue. Does it say why he retired? Nope, it just says he retired, so the reason he retired is unknown. For now, I think we will eventually find out why. See in the log. Nope, nothing. So, for whatever reason, the 6 has retired from the race. But so far, a good race for some of these guys who have been struggling recently. Especially Jamie McMurray, who got wrecked at Daytona, had a good race at Charlotte, but finished just outside the point bubble. Finished 21st, I believe. And then at Martinsville, he had a blown gearbox that caused the race to end under caution, and McMurray DNF'd, meaning he finished outside the top 20 and was credited with 0 points despite his valiant efforts. And now here he is, 3rd place at Talladega. Can Jamie Mack earn his first points of the season or even win this race? But there are also many other hungry drivers here ready to pounce and take the win from him, especially Bobby Labonte, who only sits 4 points above 2nd place Kevin Harvick. But it's not just Harvick who's searching for the title, there's multiple others. So we'll see here, can Bobby Labonte maintain his points lead here, or will he suffer the same fate as Kevin Harvick did? And are we going green this time? Yes, we are. Thank God, finally. Anyway, there's our pole sitter, Martin Truex Jr., one of the guys who had some very bad luck, especially at Daytona, where he got taken out in the final remaining laps, and that caused the caution to come out. So we'll see here, as we have 20-something laps left under green, hopefully under green. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys are hoping it ends under green. And as we go further up the field, we can see Kevin Harvick, one of the drivers who is currently a lap down. He's looking to hopefully get back onto the lead lap and, make his way to the front again and still compete. But that means that he will have to stay ahead of the 8 car when the caution comes out, or ahead of whoever is the leader. Because if he isn't ahead, then he will be still trapped a lap down, and he will have to try again at, well, getting back on the lead lap. So in case you missed it so far, we have almost 10 cars out of the race, and we've had 2 cautions today. One of them was for a flip that involved Brad Keselowski and multiple other cars, and the other crash was for Carson Hocevar and Chase Elliott after Hocevar got spun out, collected Dale Earnhardt and Chase Elliott. But anyway, none of that's going to matter here because none of them will be able to finish inside the top 20 here. Green flag back in the air. Kyle Busch gets the jump. Harvick is going to take second place. And now multiple drivers, for whatever reason, going to the outside. They're trying to make that lane work. Now Busch gets ahead really fast. Harvick, I think, might be slowing them down. Because, yeah, there they go to the inside. Immediately making moves here. And I think Tyler Reddick's going to try to make his 3 wide here as Waltrip tries to side draft the 4 car. And Richard Petty way up the track here. And that inside lane, they're racing very tight. They're very close to each other. And Tony Stewart, I think, might get shuffled out here. And we are 4 wide up ahead. I believe with Commander Boyer, Ryan Blaney, Jamie McMurray, and Michael Waltrip here. And Waltrip is going to drop back. McMurray still stuck on the outside lane. Busch with the lead, but here comes Bobby Labonte in the 18. Interstate Batteries, Pontiac Grand Prix. He's looking to take the lead, and Busch almost got the field wrecks there. And now Boyer, who started all the way in dead last, is going to make a move for the lead. 3 wide back to the line. And Boyer, who started in dead last, will lead a lap. And Kyle Busch, way up the track, he's getting shuffled out. Who's going to be the next driver to take the lead? I think it might be Richard Petty or Terry Labonte. Petty with a very aggressive shoving down the backstretch. He's going to make a move to the inside of the 33 car. He gets there. The 33 stuck on the outside. And now the king, Richard Petty, and the STP 43 is going to take the lead. That's Martin Truex Jr. who go up the track there. Richard Petty having a good race. So here comes Tony Stewart to the inside of the 5. And now. Oh, Boyer got moved out of the middle lane by Michael Waltrip. And they're 4 wide near the back. And I think we might be having pit stops here. Yep, multiple cars coming in to make their pit stops here. So far, no chaos, and I think that I might have jinxed that as Larson gets into the back of, I believe, Jamie McMurray. Well, let's take a look at that. So you can see here, Larson, I think, braked a bit too late and gets into the back of Jamie McMurray. The 2 former Chip Ganassi Racing teammates make contact as they enter pit road. That might be the end of the day for both of their cars. We'll see though. As we see here, Larson, heavy damage to the front end. I think McMurray also is going to have a very slow pit stop here. And that is really unfortunate for these guys. McMurray especially did nothing wrong. He did what he was supposed to do. But Kyle Larson, unfortunately, I think may have locked up the brakes, and he got into the back of McMurray. And we still have 24 cars left in this race. Where is our leader? There's Truex currently with the lead. No, wait, it's Carl Edwards. Edwards has the lead here. Also, I'm very surprised that they did not wreck or cause a wreck that caused a caution. And Edwards is gonna safely enter the track. Dale Earnhardt right behind him, but here's Clint Bowyer here. Here comes Bowyer with a huge run on the 99, and he's going to take that position from the 99 of Carl Edwards. Kyle Busch trying to do the same. Now let's see here at the line who's the new leader. It's the 43, Richard Petty, all the way up here. And it seems like the one car is going to be the one who suffers the most. He's all the way back down in 23rd. It seems like they got the car repaired, but he does not have the draft, along with Jeff Gordon. So they are going to have hope for a caution very soon, because that could save their race and get them back in. And Larson here, heavy damage, trying to get past the 11 of Denny Hamlin for 21st. And it's Joey Logano in 19th place right now. Can he finally get his first points of the season? And we go further up the field. There's our pole sitter, Martin Truex Jr., 13th place. Michael Waltrip and Bobby Labonte, the points leader here. And Dale Earnhardt Sr. in 9th. Trying to get the draft again from Rusty Wallace, who sits in 7th. And there's the lapped car, Kevin Harvick. Harvick. He's going to move out of the way. No, he doesn't move out of the way, actually. It's Kyle Busch. No, wait. It's these guys who have a huge lead over the rest of the pack. The 43 and the 5 have gotten away. They are currently 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Now, one thing to note is these guys are going to have to make about 2 more pit stops before the end of this race. So, they're going to have to hope that nothing goes wrong like what happened with McMurray and Larson. Because if something goes wrong like that, that could bring out a caution. And I think Richard Petty is starting to extend his lead over to 5, because that gap seems to be getting bigger. And the rest of the field is also catching up. They were two seconds behind the previous lap. Now they're only 1.4 seconds. So that means they're closing in. These two are going to have to start working with each other if they want to continue to stay ahead of the rest of the pack here. But I don't think it really matters because, oh wait, never mind. The rest of the pack is not working very well together. Yeah, they're side by side. But they are still making huge progress. They gained 0.7 of a second, I believe, that time by. And they've basically caught back up to Richard Petty and Terry Labonte. And here comes Tony Stewart. He's going to try to get to the inside of the 5, and he does get there. New second place, Tony Stewart. And now, Tony Stewart, that's not what he wants. It's not enough for him. And we're going to make a second round of pit stops here. Right as we thought Tony was going to pass Richard for the lead, they pit under green. So let's see here, who's going to come out on top. Here comes both of the two leaders into their pit stalls. Richard Petty, I believe, is going to take left sides only and fuel. I don't think I saw the right side of that car lift up. And Richard Petty has a bit of a lead over Tony Stewart as they exit their pit stalls. And it's going to be Terry Labonte who comes out with the lead. So let's see here, after this pit cycle, who is going to come out with the lead? And now the 5 and the 43 immediately, they're on it. They're bump drafting. And the 43 is going to get to the bumper, and here they go. Now what these two need to do is they need to get out as far as they can. And Richard Petty goes to the inside of Terry Labonte. Is he going to complete the pass? He needs to do it as quick as possible, because if they stay side by side, they will lose time. Richard Petty leads that lap. And he's going to clear the 5 of Terry Labonte. New leader, Richard Petty the King. Wait, never mind, it's the 3 actually. Where is the 3? Oh, McMurray to the inside of Logano. Okay, but where is Dale Earnhardt? I don't see him anywhere. Oh, there he is. I can't even tell what position he's in. Has he even made a pit stop yet? Oh, never mind. Richard Petty's the leader. Where is he? Oh, he's got a huge lead over the 5 now. That 5 car is unable to stay with him. And now here they come down the Talladega, Alabama back straightaway. And I believe this time by we will have 10 laps to go. I believe one more pit stop will have to be made. And these guys are probably going about 7 laps per tank of fuel. So let's see here. Can the rest of the field work together to catch up to these two? 10 more laps here at Talladega in the Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Richard Petty, one of arguably the most dominant drivers in IRL NASCAR history. But here comes Clint Bowyer to the inside of Terry Labonte. Who's Tony Stewart going to work with? Tony working with the 5. No, he switches. He goes to the 33 now. And now, here comes the 33 with a huge run. Jeff Gordon, a lapped car ahead. That's going to slow him down a bit. They got mixed up a bit. Jeff Gordon blocks the 14 a bit. That's going to mess him up. Richard Petty is going to extend his lead, and he continues to lead this race. Clayton Bowyer trying to catch back up to the 43. And we go through the field, and Jamie McMurray and Joey Logano seemingly might get their first points of the season as long as nothing goes wrong for them. They're 19th and 20th. Currently the 24 and 4, I believe, both damaged cars, but it doesn't matter. The 33 is going to make a move. He makes a move to the inside of Richard Petty. And wow, that was 5 thousandths of a second there. Clint Bowyer leads his second lap of the race, I believe. He started all the way back in 33rd. Ironically, the same number as his car number, and that is dead last. He's now the leader. Clint Bowyer started this race last, and he's one of the drivers who hasn't had a very good season so far, as the 43, I believe, is going to make his pit stop. The 5 follows him. Let's see here. How does strategy play out? I believe we have 7 laps to go this time by. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. The 11 and the 42. The 42 took damage, but I highly doubt that they will get any points because they are over 10 seconds behind the next car, which is the 22 of Joey Logano in 20th. The 4 and the 24 are pretty much screwed at this point. They are both 1 lap down, and if the caution were to come out at this point, I think the race might end under caution. And here come the 2 leaders, Clint Bowyer and Tony Stewart, into the pits. Currently sitting inside the top 20. Logano, McMurray, Kenseth, Biffle, Blaney, Labonte, Newman, finally about to end his terrible luck here at restrictor plate tracks, and they make contact on pit road. Bowyer got it to, I think Bowyer made contact. What happened there? Bowyer was just making his pit stop, and then, yeah, there's the free coming in for his stop. Bowyer, I believe, took only fuel. So let's see here. The 33 is coming into his stall and gets into the free. The free is going to try to take revenge here, as he needs to enter his stall. Overall, just a very poor coordination there, and that led to this wreck on pit road. That's going to cost Bowyer a bit here. And Bowyer is in second place at the moment, but the 78, I believe, has not pitted. Nope, the 78's on pit road, taking right side tires at the moment. And the 78 comes off of pit road, but it's too late. The 33 has overtaken him. Our pole sitter does not seem like he's going to win this race, sadly. You know who isn't sad? It's the 33. He started in dead last. And he is at the front of the field. He has a 2-second gap over the 14 of Tony Stewart here, as we are going to have 4 laps to go this time by. Clinton Bowyer, he's going to need some help, though. The 42 is way behind him, and the 14 is going to catch up to him. The gap is 1 second here. Bowyer is going to have to push it as hard as he can. Tony with no help either, as they come down to Talladega, Alabama, back straightaway. Tony Stewart closing in on the 33 here. Does he get to the inside? He does! He gets to the inside of Clint Bowyer here. Can Bowyer come back from this? Can he do what he wanted to do, which was win this race? It doesn't seem like it, because now Richard Petty trying to make a move. Here they come into the tri-oval. Tony Stewart leads this race. And now we have 3 laps to go. Petty now to the inside of Clint Bowyer. And Bowyer's dreams of winning this race are coming to a shattering end here, as he drops even further back. And also Jamie McMurray and Joey Logano could get their first points, it seems like. Yeah, I think they're guaranteed to get points at this point. Yeah, there's no way they're not getting points. Anyway, Tony Stewart. The last time he was leading at Talladega, I believe, all the way back in 2011 or 2012, he ended up causing a huge wreck on the last lap that wiped out the entire field, and Matt Kenseth went on to win this race. But I don't think that's going to happen this time because Kenseth is 12 seconds back. But Richard Petty, all over the back bumper of the 14 here. He's pushing him as hard as he can. Bowyer trying to stay with them, but it doesn't seem like he'll succeed. So let's see here. Which of these two is going to win this race? Is it going to be Tony Stewart, who finally gets his first win of the season, or Richard Petty? Petty, I think, might be making a move. And now, here they come to the white flag. White flag in the air. Next flag ends the race. Tony Stewart is at the front, looking to win his first race of the season. Petty just behind him in second. Bowyer a little further back, hoping for an escape from these two. And now, Petty pushing the 14 down the backstretch. Is he going to make a move here? He needs to do it as soon as he can. He doesn't make the move yet. Richard Petty still stuck behind the 14 of Tony Stewart. Is Tony going to get his first win? Here comes Richard. No, he doesn't make the move. Is Tony Stewart going to win this race? As we come through the tri-oval for the final time, Tony Stewart wins the Dan Wilkins Broadcasting 100 at Talladega. Absolutely unbelievable. Tony Stewart finally gets his first win. Richard Petty in second. Clint Bowyer, after making an incredible comeback, starting in dead last, finishes third, led a few laps, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be for the 33 team, as they come home third and without a win. Terry Labonte, though, will be very happy with his run. Michael Waltrip 5th, Kyle Busch 6th, Tyler Reddick 7th, Christopher Bell, Matt Kenseth, Rusty Wallace round out the top 10. And now in 11th, we have Ryan Blaney, Carl Edwards, Ryan Newman, Bobby Labonte earning some points that could help him in his title fight. Casey Kane rounds out the top 15, and 16th in the 16 car is Greg Biffle. The Intimidator behind him in 17th, pole sitter Martin Truex Jr. 18th, and the two guys who finally get their first points of the season, Jamie Mack 19th, Joey Logano 20th. That rounds out the top 20 and all the drivers who will earn points. And unfortunately for the guys who finished outside the top 20 and will not earn points, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Carson Hocevar, Chase Elliott, Sterling Marlin, Bill Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, and Kurt Busch, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. And unfortunately, those guys will not earn points here. Tony Stewart next one out, Talladega. He's going to win this race. That one for Speedboat team, very happy. as he finally gets his revenge from the events that happened years ago at the same track where he lost it all on the final lap. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week for at Kansas for the Bass Pro Shops 81. A bit of an awkward number, the Premium Invention 45 at Watkins Glen at on November 28th, 5 o'clock PM PST. So we'll see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have an excellent evening.